Have you ever run into a problem mounting GoPro on your Mark 4 FPV frame? Well, stick around and I just might have a solution for you. So here's my Mark 4 frame, a 7-inch frame, which I really like. However, it presented itself with a small problem of mounting the GoPro. I like the fact that those bolt heads are sunken. It makes the frame more sturdy, holds real well. However, it creates problems. So if you like mounting your GoPros on those screws, you really can't do that. If you are running a 6S, which is real short, it'll fit somewhere here. This is only a 1300, right? But you have enough space here for the GoPro mount. However, when you use it long range and you want to put a 6 amp battery, then there's really no place for this GoPro mount on this frame. So here's the quick solution. First of all, first version that mounts on the fuselage has a very unique bottom plate, and as you see, it has a lip. If I can show it in the camera, it has a lip that goes underneath the plate and then grabs on each side of this wider part of the frame, where it sits there pretty sturdy. Let me put it on. I need my second hand here. Okay, so for a 6S battery, I use fuselage mount, top plate mount, GoPro mount. It fits here nicely. It still has space if you need to use a bigger battery. Basically, it has this lip that goes underneath the plate and then locks in on both sides. If I can show it in my camera, locks in, that it sits there pretty sturdy. There's a little strip down here that you can run a zip tie underneath the plate here around and hold it for added security, but other than that, it's not going anywhere. Now, if you use this frame for long range flying, then a 4S 6 amp battery will take the whole space off the top plate, and there's really no space for for a GoPro in here. So let me remove this real quick. So with the battery being this long, I have a second version of the GoPro9 / GoPro10 mount, which will go actually on top of the battery, and this one will fit real nicely with a Velcro strap through the bottom of it, and sits there pretty well, does not move. Once that Velcro is tightened up, sits there pretty well. And now, because it sits on top of the battery, you don't get actually the props. Even though the angle is only 20 degrees, you don't get the props in a view. So that's added benefit of having the GoPro mount sitting on top of the battery. Both of those are available for you to print. Let me get to my computer and I'll show you where to find those GoPro mounts so you can print them on your 3D printer. Now to find both of those designs, go to tinkercad.com and look me up. My handle here is Monday through Friday, and this is the design bat mount GoPro 9, and it fits GoPro 9 and GoPro 10 with a 35 millimeter spacing for the battery. If your battery is thicker and it's like 40 millimeters, then the bottom part would have to be widened. But let me go ahead and turn this one to public. I think I need to go here. Let's say battery mount GoPro 9/10 Pro 9/10 bracket, and we'll turn it into public. So now it should be available for download, and the version that mounts on the top plate of Mark 4 frame is called the Mark 4 HD7 GoPro 9. We're gonna turn this into public also. Mark 4 FPV frame mounted frame. Okay, let's learn how to spell frame mounted GoPro 9/10 mount. Okay, and we'll turn this into public also, so you can have both of those versions available to you. Again, this one mounts on top of the plate, this one here mounts on top of the battery. If you need one of those and you don't have a 3D printer, please reach out to me in the comments. If you are supporting my channel and you're a subscriber, I'll be happy to send you any one of those GoPro mounts. Now, one thing to remember when you export from Tinkercad to your Cura, make sure that the bottom, especially the bracket that mounts on the top plate of Mark 4, that it is stiffened. It needs to be stiffened so it is holding really well to that frame. And let me show you what I mean. Yes. Okay, so when you look at in Cura, the very bottom is has a box, and this is just a box cube that you can move in and out, but it's a very special box because this box, when you go in Cura per model settings, make sure you set it as a modify settings for overlaps, right? And with this you would select, of course you can go in and select settings in the new version and go into infill and check infill density, infill pattern if you want to close that, and set it up for 100. What this does is creates one solid piece that is contained within this box. So everything from the lower bottom here is really solid on the print. That way, this bottom lip that holds there is not a flexi type that yes, it uses a little bit more of your TPU and adds maybe a gram or two to the overall weight, but it helps to stiffen that lip underneath the plate. See, this is what it looks like, and I like to print it on this side because that makes the print fastest out of any sides and uses the least amount of TPU. So when you go, let me slide down here. I want to show you what it looks like. See, so this part on the bottom is solid TPU. This one has lesser density, and this has the least density up on top. But this is, make sure that this is solid. So when later on when you put a tie wrap in the back of this mount, it's not flimsy and squeezing too easy and coming out. So I always make sure that this is nice and solid piece of TPU. Now make sure that you, again, let's go to prepare, that you select this box as a modify setting for overlaps. Do not leave it as normal model, because then you're gonna print out a solid box of a solid block of TPU, right? Make sure it's selected for this option here. All right.